Good morning, baseball fans, and welcome back to Dan's Vintage Baseball PC. Sorry about the background. I'm in a different room and I'm using a picture, so I have that really awkward backgroundy thing. But do not be fooled by the fancy name. It's just me and some friends talking about baseball cards. In this show, a little bit about baseball cards, but mostly about a card show. A few weeks ago, I did a video on the White Plains show, and I said some things that were wrong. And what I did want to do was correct the record on that. And I'm very fortunate because Vincent from Lucky Promotions reached out to me. We had a very productive conversation. He clarified some issues that I had gotten wrong, and we're going to talk about, some of the great things that we could do with the White Plains show moving forward, and some of the things that they're going to be doing, throughout the East Coast. So opportunity for me to eat a little crow, but also to celebrate the great card show that I'm expecting to go to in White Plains in a couple of weeks. So let me bring him on. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Anything about that intro that you want to correct?
No.
I mean, I got it pretty much right in that sense, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. So, I wrote a list of things. Whoops, that's my phone. Wrote a list of things that I got wrong, and just wanted to talk about some of that just so that we can correct the record on that. And then, we'll talk about all the positive moving forward. So one of the things that I did talk about was the aisles and the distance between the tables, and I just wanted you to correct my misperception on that.
Sure. So the floor plan for January was the same floor plan that JPRS used for the last number of years. The only show that uses two levels, the main floor and the lower level, is the August East Coast National. And that's just due to just the vast nature of that show, the number of vendor requests. We could have easily filled the downstairs for January and this upcoming March show, but we choose to keep the allure of August and keep it to that one particular show. The one thing that was said that was inaccurate, and I don't know if it was just a rumor going around because people talk, we did not cram additional booths in to that main floor. What could have happened, and it's something that never should have happened, or we did look for the day before, is if dealers do push out their tables a little bit, some aisleways could appear slightly more narrow. We did walk through ahead of time, and it's something that we're going to be more cognizant of moving forward, to check daily and ensure that the aisleways are enough to where you have people who want to stand there and shop at their favorite dealers, or they see a card they want. They need to be able to spend that time with their vendors. So that's just the one thing that we definitely didn't shove more people in. We actually kept the same exact floor plan. But yeah, no, I mean, look, the show was packed. Definitely, when you have a lot of bodies, it's hard to move.
Well, I think that one of the things that took place that caused that was that there was a forecast of a massive snowstorm happening on Sunday, and that was kind of suppressing the people potentially coming on Sunday, and that added to the Saturday crowd.
Yeah, no, Saturday was definitely we didn't expect to get the crowd that we did on Saturday. That was on us for being ill prepared. That should never happen again. We're definitely making some changes even for this March show, where we're adding an additional admissions window. We're not pre-selling admission tickets. We're going to do everything day of. There's going to be no credit card machine for admissions. It's all going to be cash only, just to try to streamline, not give people the choice. Just 1, 2, 3, get into the show, enjoy the show. The last thing we want is have people standing outside for a half hour, 40 minutes, whatever. And again, that's nothing that you said that was wrong. People unfortunately had to deal with that this past show. And it was just a combination of a few different things.
So I did get wrong the downstairs thing, and that's definitely something that was clarified and should be clarified that you only are able to do downstairs for the August show.
Correct.
So that was not an issue, and I totally got that one wrong. With regard to the line, which I didn't get it wrong. It's just one of those things that
Correct.
I think.
No, you weren't wrong at all. It's
Yeah.
something we have to improve on. We will improve on. As far as streamlining the admissions process, I'm hoping the steps we're taking for this upcoming show are going to be the right answers. And for some reason they're not, we'll continue to make changes and adjustments. That was our first show in New York. All said, it was only the second show that we ever ran as a company. We ran one show in Boston, and that was our second show. Both shows had incredible admissions. It's just growing pains, right? Like, no one's going to get it right the first time. We took the pieces that we from JP. They did a phenomenal job. And like I said, we're going to try to improve on it and just keep trying to make it as best possible for the customer coming in.
So one thing that I did say to you before we went on camera was that the change of ownership, and I love JP. They've done a terrific job for New York with the shows, but there's a little bit of a breath of fresh air. And we'll talk about the guests, the interview guests, not the interview guests, the autograph guests being different. But one of the things I did want to talk about while I have you here is the cards that I got.
That's the point of coming to a card show, right?
As much as I complained, I had a great show, in terms of the cards that I got. And, one of the things you guys did, which I think, you took the reins from JP and kept the same dealers so that you've got, a group of dealers at this White Plains show that are the best in the East Coast, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, no, we definitely took everything that we were given from JP and ran with it. A lot of the dealers stayed true. I think we had like a 99 point something % retention rate, which was great. A lot of those same dealers will be in March. There's going to be a few can't make it from a scheduling standpoint. But no, I mean, we're hoping to have the same group of great dealers show in, show out, and hopefully some added surprises moving forward.
So there's another set of cards. I should mention that our friend Howard Chasser is the person who I bought that card in the middle from, and he's been at all those shows, and he's going to be one of our sponsors in Strongsville. So you got a show coming up, and I'm really looking forward to it because of the it's the show that is coming up on what's the date again? It's the 21st.
The 21st, the 23rd, correct.
Okay. And then what's cool about it is you're going to be doing some autographs, and I am very happy about the Sunday because you got some players here that we've never seen before in White Plains. I mean, Denny McLean's at every show, but Ferguson Jenkins. If he was at White Plains, it's pre me getting back into the hobby in 2018.
I can tell you he definitely was at White Plains. I remember going there as a kid and getting him. It probably was some years ago, but he definitely was there before. But we try to obviously continue having the local guys in. Last show we had Keith Hernandez, Darryl Strawberry, right? You got to pay attention to New York's going to want New York. The same way for Boston. Boston's going to want Boston. And we try to sometimes take that to an extreme and get the best of the best, while also it's still a collector, right? Like, you're not going to collect just New York teams if you live in New York. You're going to collect Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, right? You want the other teams. So we try to pay homage to that and get some of the bigger names that were either Hall of Famers or fan favorites, perennial all-stars, whatever it might be. And do something a little different. But I can tell you that plan did not work for Boston last year. Boston wants Boston. So we went Boston on steroids this next show. But New York seems to love their baseball. So, I mean, as you can see on the graphic, we have Lee Smith, Raleigh Fingers, Fergie Jenkins, 3 Hall of Fame pitchers. Sam McDowell doesn't do much. That's a
No.
great. I know he's shown as a Yankee, great Indian. 5-time led the league in ERA. I think 6-time All-Star. Sorry, strikeouts, not ERA. Pedro Guerrero, World Series MVP. Tettleton, multiple-time All-Star, multiple-time Silver Slugger. So, and
It's a good. It's really, like I said, it's sort of a breath of fresh air because you're dealing with guys who you don't normally see, and getting a new rotation of guys in there is a cool thing. And it's Let me go to the Saturday guys also if I can.
So Saturday we're trying something a little different. We're trying to do more of a theme to each show. So this show is called March Madness. What's March Madness? It's a basketball tournament. Let's bring in basketball guys.
Yeah.
So while we have I think it's 5 or 6 Hall of Fame basketball players coming in, multiple guys that played for Team USA, a bunch of good names like from the 80s, a lot of 86 Fleer guys, Otis Birdsong, Michael Ray Richardson, both local. Joe Theismann is there, NFL MVP. Levon Kirkland, one of the greatest linebackers in Steelers history. Something a little different.
You're going a little old school here with the 70s too, because you got Bob Dandridge and Dave Binger from like my childhood.
You got to get those oversized rookies.
Exactly. And let's see, is there any more? Yeah, there's another run of players here. Look.
Yeah.
We got some Roy White.
Roy White's the free guest.
Easy. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I paid for him.
78 Yankee. Yeah, no, he'll be free with paid admission while supplies and times last. We have to put that on there because I'm sure he's going to have a long line. But Roy's an awesome guy. Roy was at a bunch of our shows. Terry Cummings was Rookie of the Year. Steve Sachs was Rookie of the Year. Sam Perkins was actually on the cover of Michael Jordan's first Sports Illustrated.
Mm-hmm.
Another Team USA guy. It's just something we're trying. We have a lot of, if you look, again, sticking with that March Madness theme, you have a lot of great collegiate players also on that list, whether Sam Perkins, Derek Coleman was great in Syracuse, #1 pick. There's a lot of, we're trying to do more of a theme, and hopefully it works. Hopefully people enjoy it and like it. And if not, we'll try something else.
Well, let me just show, before we take off, I want to show the show up in Boston, which is April 12th.
April 11th to 13th. So I know you mentioned Strongsville. Unfortunately, it's the same weekend as Strongsville.
Yeah. Well, I will not be coming to the show, but my Boston friends probably will. And there are.
I wasn't aware that Strongsville was such a mecca of a vintage show. So unfortunately, we did lose some dealers for Boston, but they will be covered. We will have a full show, of course. This is going to be the first time you have all 4 Red Sox franchise history World Series MVPs together. Manny Ramirez has never done a card show in Boston. He's done one signing in Boston, but he's never done a card show. David hasn't been around in a while. If you just look at the guys underneath them, that should just speak how good the lineup is. Jonathan Papelbon, you have 3 Hall of Famers between Bogus Dawson and Neek. Steve Garvey should be a Hall of Famer in my opinion. Scott Cooper's the free guest, 2-time All-Star back-to-back for the Red Sox in the 90s. Yep. But the cool thing is also the Red Sox are kind enough to be bringing in, I can't say which ones yet, but the World Series trophies, the original trophies that are going to be offered for free for photo ops with the World Series MVPs. And what I mean by that is if you buy the super ticket, you're going to take the photos with not only the 4 guys, but the trophies will be in there as well. And also, we're going to keep that for the solo photo ops for all the 4 MVPs. It's something you can't get anywhere else, right? You might see Mike Lowell at another show. You might see David at another show, Manny at another show, but you're never going to A, get the 4 together, and B, have the trophies there.
Well, I do appreciate you coming on, Vincent, and clearing up me, allowing me to clear up my mistakes from the
No.
from my
Look,
review of the show.
The show, there's definitely some room for improvement that we needed to do. There was a lot of positives. There was a couple negatives.
Yep.
One of the negatives, we got the police called because we had people lining up on the Bronx River Parkway. When I say we didn't expect the crowd that we got, it was on us for being well prepared. That won't happen again. Like I said, I'm hoping everyone who comes out to this next show and future shows has a much different, better experience getting in, and then obviously at the show. It should be fun, right? That's what this stuff is for.
Well, I will be there on Sunday because I need to get Ferguson Jenkins' autograph.
There it is.
And hopefully there'll still be some vintage cards left for me to buy.
I'm sure there will. There's a ton of great stuff in that room.
Yeah. So, I've been going to White Plains pretty much every time since 2018. And, the dealers have been terrific. And you guys did a great job keeping the same people around. The room is tight, but that's the way it is. It's a popular show. And hopefully the weather will cooperate this time so you don't have a snowstorm on Sunday.
Yeah, that was crazy. And you know what the crazy thing is? We had dealers pack up early on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Whether they came from out of state, they didn't want to get stranded in New York for 2 days. They have families to get home to, or they didn't want to drive, or whatever the reason might be. The snow actually held off. We didn't get any snow until 3-4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And what we did get in the beginning wasn't bad. So we ended up getting over, I won't say the number, we had a nice amount of people there on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Which is more than a normal Sunday. So even the Sunday, when as bad as it was, we still had a great turnout. The good thing was all the vendors had a great show, even the ones that were only there for 2 days. I'm glad to see people like yourself found some great stuff. There's a ton of people posting their pickups from the show. And that's really what's most important out of everything, right? You're going to give up a weekend day. You want to go to a show, you want to have fun, you want to enjoy yourself, and you want to get some nice stuff for your collection.
Well, that's certainly something that I accomplished, and I do appreciate you reaching out to me because you cranky old man out in the cold for 40 minutes is good. And you reached out to me, and I have to say that the public, having positive interactions with the public is only going to help you guys moving forward. And I think that first time out, things are not necessarily going to go perfect, but be willing. You're being willing to take that on and say this is what we're going to correct. I think can only be good for us, for the show, and for the hobby in general. So really appreciate
that. Thank you.
And with that, Vincent, I'm going to close up the interview. And if there's anything else you want to add, let me know.
No, we're all set. I hope you have a great show Sunday, March 23rd.
Well, I'm going to Philly this week. Going to Philly.
Oh, that's going to be insane.
Going to Philly on Saturday.
Yeah, that's going to be.
All the Super Bowl guys are going to be there, so it's going to be a little wild. So, all right, sir. Have a good day. Have a good weekend, and maybe I'll run into you up in White Plains and get a chance to shake your hand.
Sounds good, Dan. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.